Hello traders. In our last video of Old is Gold series, we talked about RSI and MACD indicators. These are the frequently used indicators by the traders across the world, and they have been successful as well. And we also received a lot of likes and subscriptions through that. Thank you for that. And in this video, we're going to continue the Old is Gold series, and we're going to look at another set of two indicators which are frequently used and they are well performing in the TradingView platform. And these indicators are available in most of the broking accounts and their charting platforms as well. So let's get into the video immediately and talk about these two indicators, and let's see how that's going to help us to be successful and profitable. Before getting into that, I also wanted to tell you that this video is a educational purpose only video. Okay, and anything that we discuss is only for education purpose, and I would request you to do proper research, backtest, and paper trading to ensure that you are confident before you get into your broking account and start trading yourself. Okay, great. Now let's get started. I'm going to add the two indicators that we're going to talk about today. The first one is the Bollinger Bands. And we're going to use the one that's from TradingView Technicals. And under the section of Technicals, we find this Bollinger Bands. And the next indicator that we are going to use today is Super Trend. And this is the super trend that is written by Qwank. Okay, these two indicators are added, but then I have made some changes to this. So I'm going to reset them and also tell you what is my suggested settings, and you can play with the settings later and find out which best suits your trading style. Okay, and when it comes to the Bollinger Bands, there's no much changes. I'm going to leave the length as 20 period. I'll tell you what is this 20 period and where it is going to help us, and the standard deviation, which is number 2 here. Okay, in the style section, the only thing that I'm going to remove is the labels and the values. Okay, I'm going to make it save as default and click OK. Now going to the super trend settings right here as well, let me do the reset. And now I'm going to remove the uptrend, uptrend begins, downtrend, downtrend begins, and this plot, uptrend highlighter, downtrend highlighter. So we're going to keep only the buy and the sell signals, nothing else, right? When it comes to the inputs, we're going to change the ATR multiplier to number 2, okay? And save as default, click OK. Now let's talk about these two indicators. I'm going to hide super trend for now, and let's concentrate on Bollinger Band and then understand what comprises this particular indicator. Okay, so there are 3 lines as you can see. The middle one is the 20 period EMA or the SMA. We have chosen SMA here, so it is a simple moving average. If required, we can change this to EMA as well, right? So this is the 20 period SMA, the blue line, and this is also called as a mean line. That means as the price moves up and down, it tends to come to this point at some point of time or most of the time, right? So that's when we will use as one of the key levels to take the trades. Okay, and the red line is the upper band and the green line is the lower band. Whenever the price moves away from the upper band or the lower band, that will give us a signal to take a trade. Or whenever there is a reversal after this movement outside of the lines, outside of these bands, the reversal can also be a signal for us to take a trade. Okay, so that's the key that we need to keep in mind. Now let's go to super trend. If we look at the super trend settings, it is following the time frame of the chart. The chart is in 3 minutes time frame, right? ATR period is 10 and ATR multiplier is 2. Okay, so how we use super trend is much more simpler, and it's going to help us to get a confirmation on the trade. So the first confirmation is always about the trend. So we see the trend moving up, the 20 period moving average is moving up, and we see that the price is breaking the upper band, and with that, along with that, we get the buy signal also from the super trend, right? That gives us a confirmation that we can take a trade. Along with that, I would also suggest that you take a look at the volume. The volume bars should be above this red line. This red line is nothing but the volume moving average at 30 period. So 30 period moving average is what is plotted here. If the volume bars are above this line, it is safe to take that particular trade, right? So now let's look at this trade opportunity. If I'm able to take a trade after this buy signal, and I can take the exit somewhere here, right? So first of all, why did I take the trade from the second candle instead of the first candle where I got the buy? So always recommended that we need to wait and see how the bar closes, right? So here the buy signal bar closed little outside the Bollinger Band, and that's why we have taken this trade, right? Along with that, we also need to see the second uh, candlestick needs to go above the previous candle. That means it has to break the high of the previous candle. That is very important. If that happens, yes, you can take the trade, right? So this is one of the first trade that we have taken, right? Which has given us 255 points on the futures chart. And if it is going to be replicated on your options, you can consider 50% of that as your points, right? Depending on your number of lots, you can multiply that to calculate your profits, right? And the reason why we exited here, we can see that there is a red bar that formed after that. At the same time, if you look at the volume is going down in the last three consecutive candles, and then it is very close to the moving average of the volume, right? And that tells us that it's going to be a downtrend. And as you can see, the downtrend goes exactly, takes support at the 20 period moving average, right? This is the actual purpose of this 20 period moving average. It will give the proper support and the resistance for the price. Okay, so now the another reason why we took a trade here is the contraction that has happened in this range, or consolidation you can call, right? Or it is also called squeeze. So the price is getting squeezed in this region, right? Which is also an opportunity for you to wait for a buy or a sell trade that can occur as soon as a breakout happens, right? We need to wait and see how the breakout happens, whether the breakout happens to the top side, whether the breakout happens to the bottom side, right? So, but a breakout will happen eventually, right? The only thing here requires is your patience, right? You need to wait and see where it breaks, and you need to look for the signals as we discussed and take the trade. As you can see here, there is another squeeze movement has happened here, right? So this is also a situation where you should not take any trade, right? That's another suggestion, right? So now We talked about a reversal trade, right? So where is the reversals trade possible, right? As soon as you see here, when we closed our trade, there is an opportunity to take a reversal trade here if you want, right? You could have made till this particular 20 period moving average, the price touched the 20 period moving average after making around 56 points down, right? This is an opportunity, and you get another opportunity very similar to that here. After this particular price movement went outside of the Bollinger Band, and there is a sell signal here. Always we need to wait for this sell signal candlestick to close. Look at the behavior of the next candle. It's a green one. We're not going to take the trade here. Then we'll see the next one. It's a doji. So if it's doji, we'll never know which direction the next candle will go. And then we got a proper red candle. So you can take the trade below that particular red candle, right? And then you can wait for this reversal and close your trade, right? So this is another opportunity that you can see, right? And this is how you take, right? You look for the reversals, or you look for the buy signal, right? Or you look for the candles to close outside of the upper or the lower Bollinger Bands, right? As you can see this particular time frame, this is on Friday, 6th December. The entire day has been sideways, right? It is not suggested to trade in this kind of trend. In fact, there is no trend here. It's a sideways movement, right? A trend is always this. As you can see here, this is the trend, right? And this is the trend. But again, this is a very short trend, but we can take the advantage of the short trend as well, right? So always look for the sideways market, and after the sideways there will be a breakout. You need to validate the breakout. You need to look for the parameters that we discussed for the buy and sell signals, right? So to summarize, you will look for the candlestick to close outside of the Bollinger Band, either up or down, and take the trade on the next candle if it breaks the high of the previous candle, right? And exit the trade as soon as you see a reversal and the candle closes inside the Bollinger Band, right? And also you will see the volume going down, right? That is another signal for you, right? And you can take a reversal trade. As you can see here, this is a reversal trade opportunity where you get a sell signal and you see the breakout that happened earlier, which went outside of the upper band, and then the reversal happened. You look for the price action, and based on the price action, you take a trade here, right? Again, you get a buying opportunity based on the reversal. Yes, you can look for, I'm just removing these drawings. So you can look for the opportunities in that way, but always keep these points in mind. Don't trade in sideways market. Look for the breakout. Look for the rules that we just discussed, right? And these rules are just my experience. Based on my experience, I'm telling you, you can tweak this, you can modify this based on your likes and style, right? And the parameters that we have chosen for these indicators can also be modified based on the style, your time frame, the instrument that you're utilizing to trade, right? It all depends based on that. As you can see here, right, the entire market on 4th, 5th, everything was sideways, right? It's not recommended to trade on these days, right? There is no condition that you have to trade every day, right? You can take one trade in a day, or it's always better to do no trade. A no trade is also a good trade, right? So I think I have talked about these two indicators, Bollinger Band and Super Trend. If you have any questions or comments, please comment it in the comment section of this particular video. Please subscribe to this channel, share this particular video with your friends, and like this video. Thank you.